Good afternoon. The sun and the earth. Well, there's not much sun today. However, this is still the Solterra. Subaru's first electric vehicle. Lovely colour too. And yes, it's pretty damn big. Now the first thing you'll probably know is it's built on it's a partnership with Toyota. So this is Subaru's Global E platform. It's also got a different name for the BZ4. And yes, they're essentially the same vehicle. But that's how the partnerships work. It means that manufacturers can advance with technologies. Because let's face it, when it comes to Subaru's electric offerings, they're, well, mild at best. And don't get me wrong, the XV, you do notice the e-boxer powertrain, and the same with the Forester. Because let's face it, they've had CVTs for so many years, so it's a refreshing change to see something quite like this. I can't believe it's another cold day. We seem to get warm, cold, warm, cold. Hope it's a bit brighter where you are. Now, I think this is really good looking. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it's diluted Subaru. The bottom line is they need to keep up. They sell masses of amounts of cars in America. So if America's going to go as big as electric over here, it makes sense to have something like this. Thank you for the thumbs up. I suppose it looks a bit like a Mustang at the front, especially with this closed section here. Now, yes, it's not typical Subaru design language, but you do see some things and you think, ah, that reminds me. So we've got keyless entry. And now, if you're familiar with classic Imprezas, you'll recognize this kind of finish. I was extremely happy when I saw it was kitted out with that. I nearly bought an Impreza wagon, it's got to be 25 years ago now. And it was like the farmer spec one. So it had seats like that. And that's what appealed. It wasn't even turbocharged, but I thought, nah, that'd be a damn good car. In retrospect, I should have bought it, but it was on finance. And back then, there was no way I was doing finance. Come to think of it, I don't do it now. But anyway, it's another kettle of fish. So, 257 mile range, and one interesting thing is, if you have the fan on, it will show you on the digital cluster. And it knocks off 30 mile. But the thing about it is, it may not have the longest range, but it does seem to hold on to it. It likes to recharge too. Not recharge, recoup. And you have paddles on the back of the wheel for that. And yes, it's permanent four-wheel drive, and it has X mode and driving modes and lots of other bits and bats. It's a really nice vehicle to drive. Tomorrow, Annabelle and I are going up to Kirby Stephen, and then we're going to go and have a look at Middleton Sands. Now, it may be classed as, I suppose, warm off-roader, something like that. When you look at it, it's got a decent ride height, but there's no way I'm taking it on my green lanes with that bumper. Saying that, when you look at the approach, departure, etc. angles, it's been made so it's pretty damn versatile. The thing is, there's no way I'm taking a 53 gram motor on a green lane. I'll leave that for Damien. Inside, well, because it's a new platform, batteries laid out across the floor, so it's big. And I mean big. Heated seats left, right and centre, and a big panoramic. Let's take a look in the boot. Now, if you remember the first Forester's power tailgate, look at the speed of this one. This one wins races. Yeah. Harman Kardon system as well. I think it's, I can't remember if it's 8 or 10 speakers, but it's got a sub. And to be honest, that's a decent boot. And I have noticed that if you lift up here and put your cables there, or they say a toolbox. Not that you can really do with much with one of these if it breaks down on the side of the road. You wouldn't have a flaming clue where to start. Well, I certainly wouldn't. Now, Subarus used to have a safety system called Eyesight. It's now called, I think it's Safety Sense. So yeah, some of the things you're familiar with have gone. But it's still advanced as heck, as you'd expect. Automatic lights, high beam assist, lots of safety left, right and centre, including adaptive, you name it. And you can put little bits on it as well, like snorkels. No, of course you can't put a snorkel on it. It hasn't got an exhaust. Be interesting to know what the wading depth is, to be honest. But I think it's a funky looking motor, especially with the plastic clad arches. Started to lose my voice. Apologies. Wow, sound like something off EastEnders. Somebody. I really do think this colour works. Also, things like this. You've got the vents that actually go right through to the wheels. So, it's pretty damn aerodynamic. It turns heads everywhere you go as well. So we've got this for about another 4 days. If you've got any questions, want to know anything about it, please comment below. But of what I've seen of it, I'm rather impressed. I mean, we love Subaru anyway. We've driven lots of their vehicles. We've got a Forester video coming out probably in a couple of weeks. That's an e-boxer one. And we went on 400-mile road trip, I think it was. Now, if this is the future of Subaru, I'm rather impressed. And the thing is, moving forward, we're going to see a combination of platforms from manufacturers. It stands to reason. These aren't the only guys doing it. And let's face it, BRZ and the GT, yeah. And can you see yourself in one of these? Right, well, it's getting a bit chilly. So, we'll just have a look at the drivetrain system. And I'll leave you to your day. Thank you for joining me, and watch out tonight with the G70 electrified review. That's a fancy bit of kit. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.